Morning guys, it's a nice early start today. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and today we're doing the Shipbourne circular. Well, the first thing I'm noticing about this walk is that there's from the car park, there's a very windy track. It goes all over the place and there's a lot of tree roots sticking up as little trip hazards if you're not paying attention. I've tripped about 3 times already and I'm only in the first 500 metres, so I need to pay more attention, I think. But what a beautiful morning. Like I said, it's 6 o'clock, or just gone 6 o'clock, and it's due to be about 30 something degrees today, so I've come out early to try and beat the heat. Got me factor 30 on and all that business, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's 8k, so it's not a short one, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. Already seen a few dog walkers about. There's about 4 or 5 cars in the car park, and yeah, I can imagine it's a perfect spot for a bit of dog walking, if I'm honest. I have brought the drone today, so I'm hoping to get a bit of, if I can find a good spot, hoping to get a bit of drone action, which we haven't done for a little while because the drone was not working properly, so it had to get sent away to Holland. But that's all back again, and hopefully we'll be able to take it up and get some good footage. It's actually taking across. It's taking across here right on a bend, which is probably not the best place to try and cross over a road. But there you are. There we are. It says the well-marked route takes you via the common, a large open space, before passing through the churchyard and returning through Dean Park. I've got a feeling this is the common over here. I'm walking into about 5,000 cobwebs already. The app also says the paths are easy to follow as they lead you through open fields and woodlands, offering beautiful countryside views along the way. Use caution, since there is deep mud on this trail seasonally, which may be too difficult for wheelchairs and prams to navigate. Well, I can tell you now, I certainly would not be coming up this path with a pram or a pushchair or anything along those lines, because even on foot it's very rooty. There's a lot of trees about, a lot of roots sticking through, so you've to have your wits about you. It says the trail itself is pretty easy and suitable for children, however there are a few styles to climb which dogs may struggle with. Oh look, there's a deer. Yeah, look. There's a deer. Oh, he's off. There's some geese by the sound of it flying around. There's one just landed over here, or one or two landed over here, and that deer is all the way over there by the fence. I don't think you can see it now, but hopefully we'll come across him or her again. I wonder if this is the common. Hello, hello, you alright? Oh, mate. Morning, you alright? Hello, hello. It's alright, no problem. Right, so let's get back on it. So according to the All Trails app, this is a varied route following woodland and field paths around Shipbourne, within the Kent Downs area of outstanding natural beauty. Starting at Dean Park, you'll follow a part of the Greensand Way, passing Fairlawn House, a Grade 2 listed house once owned by Edward Cazalet, who was for many years the trainer of the Queen Mother's horses. Right, so we are going this way. There's a bit of mud where the ground's been churned up there, and some tyre tracks. So I suspect this is, as I say, I mean, it looks like quite a decent bike track or bike route. Apart from those geese in the distance that you can hear, it's so quiet. It's so peaceful. And you can see the sun is just starting to come up. As I say, it's meant to be over 30 degrees today, so it's going to be a scorcher. And even at 6:30, the sun is well up in the air, up in the sky, I should say. Look at that. Now, we've got choices to make. According to this, we go straight on. Well, that's the first kilometre down, 7 to go. And so far, so good. It's been alright, but you never know what's around the corner with these walks. Fingers crossed it won't be too much of a struggle, but I could do without some hills today, to be honest. Some steep climbs. It's too early and it's going to be too hot, so I could do without that today. Nice easy one, that's what we want. Nice leisurely stroll. I don't actually know if I'm still on the path. I think I am. Yeah. So later on this week I've got the camping trip. It's the first time I've camped since I was about 8 years old, when I used to go with my dad. And so I bought a tent and a sleep system, and I've got the fire maple gas stove and all that, to give it all a try, and hopefully get back into that, and as I've said in previous films, do some wild camping. But obviously I'll film all that. We'll see how it goes, and I'm looking forward to it. That's on, I think that's on Thursday. I'm going to do that, or Friday. Probably helps to know what day I'm doing it. But and here we go. I'm chatting away, and it's telling me I've gone the wrong way. So let's go back a bit. This is what happens. It takes 1 second of not paying attention, and all of a sudden you've gone off the wrong way. I should be going deeper into these woods, I think. Let's have a look. See if there's a discernible path. Can't see anything. So I need to go this way, potentially. Yeah. I need to go this way. Oh, lovely dogs. Wow, look at this. What a beautiful view. See an oast house off in the distance there. The sun's already beaming, it's still not 7 o'clock and it's coming down. It's shooting its rays. This is all the reason you need to get up in the morning, put on a pair of shorts and hiking trainers and get out in the country. The peace, the quiet, the nature, absolutely beautiful. I love it. Some ducks over there in that barn. I don't want to get too close because ultimately it is private property, and but yeah, there's some ducks in that barn. There's some beehives there by the look of it. Imagine that, having your own honey. One of the downsides of changing the subject completely, but one of the downsides I'm finding with this DJI 3, and I think the Action 4, is that it only expands to ×2. So you can never really, if you're far away, if you're like for example those beehives, you can't get close to them because they're on private land. You also can't zoom in and get some good shots, which is quite frustrating because you want to do that sometimes. You want to be able to get some good shots of things a bit further away. But as a vlog camera, they're both very good. But that's the one thing that annoys me quite a lot. Slight change of change of direction. That's quite funny. Whoever Rachel Sarah Simpson is, this is her favourite style. Now, trying to do this with one hand is going to be tricky. Now, that's a warning. That's quite a serious warning. Your dog could be shot if found amongst sheep. Well, there you go. Let's hope that doesn't happen. That is a big, big field. I don't know what that is, that crop. I'm going to go with barley because I don't know absolutely anything about crops and agriculture. But I'm going to say it's barley simply because it sounds right. Apologies to any farmers if I've, or anyone who just knows what it is. That is one big field. It goes on forever. It may be the angle, the trajectory that it takes over the landscape, but I don't think I've ever seen a bigger field. Or a fuller field, shall we say. A more full field. Right. How far we've got to go? We've got 5 kilometres left. It's 20 past 7 now. And it's very warm. Oh, thank God for that. Don't have to climb it. So straight through this one. I've just been looking at the map and it looks like once we get to the end of this field we're going to just cross over the road and go through another one. It's quite a long straight line through fields. And it did say that in the reviews. It said that's what would be the case. Lots of farmers' fields and woods, and that's what it's been so far. Beautiful. There's a whole herd of sheep over there in the distance. Far away from the path. But if I zoom in with my measly 2x2 zoom, might get a better view of them. I don't know if I've said before in previous films, I find that watching these back on a bigger screen is always much better than watching it on a phone or an iPad. If you can watch it on your TV or a larger monitor, then you will get much more out of them. You'll see much more. I mean, I know that's sort of stating the obvious, but that's what I tend to do, is watch them all back on a bigger monitor to get the full picture, so to speak, the full effect. There's Billy No Mates over here on his own, doing his own thing, while all the others are on the far side of the field. He's sorting himself out. And right here in front of me is a partridge by the look of it. It looks a little bit concerned that it can't get back in. Or grouse? Maybe they're grouse. I don't actually know. My dad would know. My dad knows a lot about birds, but I don't, unfortunately. I'm going to go with partridges. I don't know, they just they give off a partridge vibe. Now, I think I'm meant to be up here. Well, I mean, well, that was a beautiful estate. I can't imagine owning all that land. Well, I suppose with owning it comes the responsibility of looking after it. If you see down the end here of this little incline or decline, I think that's going to be our exact halfway mark. What beautiful trees. Really sort of silvery grey colour. Know what they are. That's a lovely looking tree. See that a bit. So that's halfway. And still all you can hear, apart from my footsteps through this foliage, all you can hear is birds singing. Slightly concerned that I'm going to start getting addicted to these walks because of the amount of peace they bring and the feeling of, you know, I think I lost that a little bit. I'm 53 years old, and for a long, long time I've been stuck in what's mostly known by people as the rat race. And when I started doing these walks, I actually started them by accident. But the more that I do them, the more I feel like I need them. I feel like they balance me out a little bit. They de-stress you. They're so calming, you know, with the sounds and sights of nature. They're just so calming. I mean, they can be hard work sometimes, and they can be a little bit frustrating when you get lost, but ultimately, as I've said many, many times, I truly believe that they're good for the soul. Ah, bench, finally. That's the way it looks like a good place to stop and have a little bit of water. Oh. Well, thanks, Bench, and thank you, Douglas Murray. When I was about 8 years old, we would have killed for these. Because inside, if you were lucky, you'd get a cheese cutter conker. I have a sad suspicion that kids these days don't know what conker fights are all about. I hope I'm wrong. Well, unfortunately that church has got a load of scaffolding around it, so no visiting there today, which is a shame because it's a lovely looking church. Still, so we want to go this way. Yeah, unfortunately that church has got a load of scaff around it, so I couldn't really give it a good look today, but I took the drone up over it, so hopefully that will give us a little bit of half sensible footage. Now I'm just looking at the map and I'm looking at this path here, and the two aren't tallying. I'm currently on the path that it's saying I should be on, but now it's saying I've got to turn right. I could have just gone on that path in the first place. That's dark. When we get down the end here, I think we've got to turn a bit left. I don't know if it's going to take us back into the woods or not, but it's saying we've got to bear left. Alright, so let me show you this. Just this little bit of grass here, by purely not paying attention, I've just gone walking through the middle of it. I nearly sunk up to my knees at least. Right? You wouldn't in a million years think there was any problems there, but I've nearly just gone up to my knees. My shoes are soaked, which isn't a problem because they're waterproof, so my socks are still dry. But when you start sinking and you put a foot forward and then that sinks, whoa, that's a little bit scary, I'm not going to lie. So another good reason for using hiking sticks and testing the ground in front of you. Just walked past another one of these hidden footpaths. Although there was a big sign, I saw the sign, but I thought it was implying it was further up the road, but no, it was this. Anyway, I've got to be honest, that's a strange sensation when you put a foot in front of you and it starts sinking, and then you put another one in, that starts sinking as well. That is quite a strange sensation. It does create a sense of panic. So I'll have to be a little bit more wary in future about where I'm going and where I'm putting my feet. Maybe it's time to start bringing the hiking poles out with me. Although, I'll be honest, at the moment it's hard enough carrying everything that I've got without adding more to that. But still, what I need is an extra pair of hands, really. Oh, wow, that came out of nowhere. Look at that. Nice blackberries. I'm not going to start picking them and eating them because you never know, do you? Sorry, it's shaking about in my bag, it's getting on my nerves. Might have to stop and readjust in a second. This is a very strange feeling, and you sometimes imagine sort of prehistoric times, people walking through woods like this. And just all constantly on the lookout for danger. I mean, to be fair, you'd be lucky to stay alive if somebody wanted to have you in a place like this back in those days. You'd be lucky to stay alive because you can't see where anyone is. I know I'm talking rubbish, but these are the things that cross my mind. So it's looking like we've turned this 8-kilometre hike into a 9-kilometre hike, which isn't the end of the world. From the perspective, look at this. Just look at the way these trees are almost in perfect lineation. There's like a straight pathway through those trees. Yeah, so yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's going to be a 9-kilometre hike rather than 8. That's all good. That's more calories burnt. That's more health and fitness, and hopefully more quality footage. See, walking through these woods has now got me thinking about Robin Hood and his merry men. I'm thinking, you know, the people that were working for King John, who could never find them in the woods, I mean, surely they'd just look for the smoke, wouldn't you? Or use tracker dogs or something like that. I mean, it was always implied that they were so well hidden. I mean, I know Sherwood Forest was massive, but it was always implied that they were so well hidden they could never be found. But I'm not having that. Anyway, look. Wonder what kind of life is alive in there, if anything. That squirrel. They move so fast, the squirrels do. You can hardly ever catch them. You know, on camera. I don't mean physically. Although that said, you probably couldn't catch them physically either. Yeah, you wouldn't want to go and jump in there, would you? So yeah, we've been on this little bit of trail now for 5 minutes. It's sort of steadily going uphill, so you've got that to be prepared for if you do this hike, if you do choose to do this hike. It's in the All Trails app, and it's spelt Shipbourne, but it's pronounced Shipbourne. And as I've already said, it's an 8-kilometre circular. But it's been a really nice one, I have to say. I've really enjoyed this one because it's been mostly flat. It's been really well signposted, good paths. I'm wearing shorts, so I haven't got done by any stinging nettles or anything like that. So it's to be recommended, this one, I have to say. It's been a really nice walk. And these forests are incredible, really. I mean, if you've got a kind of romantic affiliation to the forests and the woods like I appear to have, then this could be the one for you, because they are some dense old forests, and there's all kinds of nature floating about. So yeah, do the Shipbourne circular. So we're very nearly back to the car park, and I want to thank you for joining us as always. We hope you made it to the end and you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe and comment, and until the next one, take care.